Go ahead.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to Go Long, a show that focuses on local sports and faith, has thought-provoking interviews with area coaches, players, and sports figures. Today we got a real special one because we're also going to have the popular and entertaining WOYK scoreboard. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B.
Good morning.
Oh, doggy dog, Becky B. Hey, thanks for being with us because we've got a dandy. With us this morning, the voice of the York Revolution, general manager of WOYK, Daryl Henry. Oh, he's going to be live just in a couple seconds. We also have Brian Lee, president of the York County Junior Golf Association. He is head pro at Hanover Country Club. And we have Dave Schindler, Northeastern American Legion baseball manager. The Nor'easters, winners of that American Legion regular season title already. Friends, as Paul addressed believers in Rome and explained his mission in the book of Romans, for I am not ashamed of the gospel because it is the power of God to bring salvation to everyone who believes. Today, our Go Long topic is, what does the Bible say about accepting others? Throughout the weekend during today's show, please text your prayer request to 717-350-8591. Becky B closes our show each week in prayer, and we'll be more than glad and honored to say prayers for you. Alrighty, as promised, with us right now, Daryl Henry, the York Revolution winners of the first half championship. Oh my gosh, Daryl, what a record-breaking first half of the season.
Yeah, it has been. Good morning, guys. How you guys doing?
Doing well, thanks.
Good. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah. Great to be back on the air in stormy York, I guess. We're down here in southern Maryland this weekend, but my goodness, I mean, the Revs have set, wins records, best start, all that stuff in franchise history, and they've certainly had one of the best first halves of any team in the league in recent memory. But it's hard to remember a more dominant stretch than the one that they were on to win the first half. And, a couple of weeks ago, the lead was cut. I believe the biggest division lead was 3, and then it got cut down to 1. And Lancaster was on this winning streak of 15 in a row, which had tied a league record, and there was literally nothing we could do about it because we hadn't played them in a month. Like, all those wins were against other teams. We hadn't seen them. All we knew was scoreboard watching, and the players shouldn't do that, but I'm allowed to do it. I'm the radio guy.
Right.
So, I'm seeing Lancaster never losing, and it's like, what is going on here? But then the Revs went on this stretch where I think it was in the course of 10 games, they added 8 games to their division lead, which is just mind-boggling. So they went from 1 up to 9 up, and the thing was pretty much taken care of. And I just, looking ahead, again, something that I'm allowed to do as the radio guy, I had always thought, maybe the first half would come down to like this weekend, where we're, here on the road, or maybe this series at home against Lancaster coming up, because the final day of the first half is Friday. And we have Lancaster coming in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for the 4th of July series. I'm thinking maybe we'll get a chance to win the thing at home against them. I would have never thought that this team would have been in position to get it done with a week and a half to go. So they clinched it with, I think it was still 9 games remaining in the first half. And the way that they did it was just a storybook finish, one of the great moments in Revs history and in stadium history. And, it's always, to me as a baseball purist, like, it's always a little strange to talk about pennant races when we're in June, but that's the way many of these minor leagues are. They have a first half champ and a second half champ. So it was just like, it was a combination that they finished the first half championship run on an 8-game winning streak, had won 12 out of 13, had won almost every home game for a month. It was this combination of, like, most of the wins, just dominant performances, just running through the other team. I mean, this team leads the league in hitting, runs, stolen bases, which is a huge part of their attack. And, we had a bunch of games where they put up 15, 17 runs. But then also sprinkle in, like, the dramatic, thrilling, hair on the back of your neck type finishes. And there were a couple of those down the stretch, including the one that got us in. So just, super memorable. It's an amazing group of guys. They play their butts off. They play so hard. And they love being around each other. It's a really, it's hard to put into words, the feeling that you get being around them and seeing them celebrate Tuesday night and how much they just, genuinely enjoyed being around each other. It was really, really cool.
I love that celebration photograph from the locker room, and you're in the back there doing okay too, Daryl. I got to tell you.
Yeah. Oh, I was thriving. I was living my best life.
Hey, you've done this. You've been the voice of the Revolution since the get-go. And how would you rank this team so far? I mean, we're not quite midway, but how would you rank this compared to some of the best teams the Revs have had?
Yeah, they really are up there. I mean, it's an organization that's won 3 titles. 2010, 11, 17, and those teams were, I guess in a way built different. I mean, this team is more probably built on defense and speed than some of those teams were, and it's hard to go back 13, 14 years and compare what those teams felt like from a chemistry standpoint. I know they were really, really good. Somebody that had been around those teams the other day mentioned to me, this group feels like the most together group since 2011. And I think everybody that's been around the Revs since then kind of points to the 2011 team as like the ultimate, clubhouse chemistry, tight-knit group. So, I tend to always see the good, the good in our teams. I don't know that we've ever had a bad group. All of our managers and certainly Rick, they've made a point to, bring in good people here. But man, if you start comparing this team to 2011, you're definitely on the right track. So, it's a younger group. Like the league in general is younger this year. So you have a lot of hungry guys that are still not that far into their career. They're hungry to get as far as they can in this game, but at the same time, they've embraced being here in York and they really enjoy playing together. And I think one of the most telltale things, Derek Wolf, our hitting coach, I know you've had him on the show previously. He always, like, there's a standing offer every day that whether it's 98 degrees or whatever, anybody that wants to come out for early hitting at 1 o'clock, he'll be out there. He'll be giving flips, throwing BP, whatever. And every day there's at least 4 or 5, sometimes 8 guys that are out there every single day. So it's a hard working group, really easy to root for. And I mean, I'm a very lucky guy just to be part of it and, have the job that I have and get to be along to watch it.
Well, you talk about lucky. All of us in the York area, central Pennsylvania, are lucky to have Darrell Henry as general manager of WOYK, but also voice of the Revolution. Every time I get a chance, I turn the radio on, and I just love how you call the game. It's right there in front of you. It's vibrant. You see it, you hear it. It's just wonderful. I promised you only a couple minutes, but when I start chatting with you, I can't stop for some reason. I apologize. Major League Baseball, with the reduction of the number of minor league teams here now, has that impacted Atlantic League play? Have you seen a difference?
Yeah, and it's not the way that I thought that it would. It's obviously when they contracted some teams, we actually pulled a few of those teams into our league, like right. Staten Island, Lexington, Charleston. But the one thing that, I think a lot of people assume that there would be, there's less jobs in major league organizations, so there would be more players looking for a place to play. But we've kind of seen it, I hate to kind of put a negative spin on it, but it's almost backfired. Like it's almost like players nowadays don't see as clear of a path to move up in the game. So it's almost like more and more guys are just sort of moving on with their lives into the real world. And that's the challenge. That kind of stinks, and that's the challenge for Rick when he puts this team together is if somebody gets released on a AA or whatever, he has to be a bit of a salesperson and convince them to come to York. And, now he has to sift through the list of players that get released, figure out, who from a talent standpoint might be a good fit in this league. And then also find out, is this somebody that still has the drive and the desire and wants to keep playing? And, one of the things that has made this group so special this year, I think, is his ability to find those guys. And I think it's tougher now than it used to be. Yeah. Guys just don't stay committed to the grind of playing minor league baseball. They just don't see as clear of a path to the top. But the group that we have here is committed. There's no doubt about that. And I'll give you one quick thing from the celebration the other night that really stood out to me. One by one, we had guys that would volunteer to give a toast and to say something, and or a couple times teammates would urge them on, and they would begrudgingly do it if they weren't the most vocal. But guy after guy, like they were saying, last off season I thought I was done. I was going to hang it up, but I wanted to come back, or I wanted to give it one more shot, and I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad to be, with this group of guys. This is the best group of guys I've played with. Those sort of things. And the other thing that really hit me from the other night was Rick Thorney, our manager, who, by the way, he's now 4 wins away from 1,000 in his managerial career, so he knows what he's doing. Yeah. And he's got this like stoic, calm presence, but a little bit like he's in charge, right? So you don't really bother him during the game. He's always thinking a couple innings ahead. But the other night, the way that he was like a little kid himself. He was so happy. The way that he showed love to his players. We have Rudy Martin Jr. is not the biggest guy. He's a little fast outfielder leading the league in steals. At one point, Rick picked him up and was carrying him over his shoulder. It was pretty funny. But Absolutely. Just to see the way that he he interacted with his guys and bonded and kind of let his hair down a little bit, so to speak. It was pretty neat to see.
Wow, Darrell Henry, the voice of the York Revolution. Hey, catch him today, 2:05 game time. You're probably coming on the air, what, about 1:45 or so, Darrell?
Yep, you got it. Hopefully the storms stay away. There's a little bit of a chance of that, but yeah, 1:45.
All righty, Darrell Henry on the air today, Sports Radio 98.9 FM, 1350 WOYK. Listen to the voice of the York Revolution, Darrell Henry, today as the Revs take on the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. They won last night. Becky B will wrap that up for us a little bit later on. Darrell, thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations. You're a big part of that first half championship. Just the way that you just your voice and the way you describe baseball brings it to life and is a big part of of what it means to all of us in the York area to have the Revs here and just to have the opportunity to listen to you and again inspire us in the love of the game of baseball. So thanks, Darrell. Appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Wayne. Thanks, Becky. You guys take care. I appreciate it very much.
All righty. Take care. Yep. Bye-bye. All righty.
Bye-bye.
It's red hot, Ed hot. It's downtown Ollie Brown. Grab the mustard, because this is the Grand Salami of faith-based sports radio. Brought to you by our friend Kelsey Jean at Red Barn Home Decor, where home staging makes dollars and cents. All right, then. You wanted it. You asked for it. You're going to get it. This is the WOYK scoreboard. All right, let's kick this off with Susquehanna League Baseball hardball play this week on Thursday evening. League leading East Prospect Pistons played host to a very good Windsor Cardinals team. The East Prospect Pistons sitting on a 15-3 record, and the Windsor Cardinals sitting in fourth place with an 11-8 record.
The score was knotted up at 2 each in the top of the seventh when Windsor's Connor DeWeese ripped an RBI single, scoring Tyler Stabley. Then Jason Krieger worked a base-jacked free pass to give Windsor an insurance run as Windsor hit the road jack and wins over East Prospect 4-2.
Touring a complete game gem for Windsor was Zach Geddes. Geddes allowed just 2 earned runs on 5 hits, giving up no free passes and whiffing 10 along the way. Connor DeWeese ended his day at the office with 3 base hits and 3 ribbies. East Prospect's Caleb Stervant with a 2-run ding-dong, though, which is dead dinger in the bottom of the third.
The Felton Mad Dogs pounded the Stewartstown Vets 16-2 in just 5 innings of play. Cam Bayman with 2 base hits and 6 RBIs, and Colin Palmeretti went long for a 2-run moonshot in the bottom of the second. Still for the Felton Mad Dogs, Colin Heaps with a pair of base knocks and Connor Decker tossing a complete game, giving up just 1 earned run in 5 hits.
Cam Bayman, 6 RBIs. So I had to look, what's the major league record for number of ribbies in a game? Well, a pair of St. Louis Cardinals, Jim Bottomley and Mark Whiten. You may remember those guys share the major league record with an even dozen.
Whoa.
With Jim Bottomley, September 16th, 1924 against Brooklyn. And then Mark Whitten on September 7th, 1993 about Cincinnati. 12 RBIs in a game. Incredible. All right, for the
now, I may have remembered their names, but 1924, you think we were around that way?
Maybe. For the Stewartstown Vets, still looking for their first win of the season, Joseph Thomas with a pair of hits, including a 2-run round tripper in the bottom of the second.
York Township improved to 13 wins and just 5 losses with a 7-5 win over the Hellam Express. This game was played at Township. Leading the 14-hit parade for Township was Philip Longenecker with 3 base knocks and a pair of ribbies. Dave Mealy with a pair of hits, including a solo yickety-yak jack in the fourth. Robin Leon with a pair of 2-baggers and 2 ribbies, and Dean Davis with a pair of 2-baggers and an RBI, and Austin Mumall with a pair of knocks and a ribby.
Alrighty, for the Hellam Express, Brody Hinkle drove in a pair with 2 base knocks. Also in Central League play on Thursday evening, the Conrads, I like to call them the Coonrads, and the Jacobus Jackals played to a 7-7 tie, a game that was suspended after 8 innings. So here's a quick look at the Susquehanna League standings. The Pistons of East Prospect on top by a full game with a 15-4 record, followed by York Township with a 13-5 record. The Hellam Express 11-6. The Widner Cardinals 12-8. The Coonrads 9-9. The Jacobus Jackals 4-12. The Felton, the Mad Dogs are 4-15. And the Shorttown Vets still carrying around that daggone goose egg in their ball bag. They are 0-16. You know, if you're looking for something to do on July 4th, Susquehanna League has a whole bunch of doubleheaders kicking off at 10:30 in the morning. York Township will be at Felton, East Prospect at Hellam, the Conrads at Stewartstown, and Jacobus at Windsor. Then, after you go home and have a little bit of picnic, a couple burgers maybe, then in the afternoon at 1:30, Township will be at Felton, East Prospect at Hellam, Conrads at Stewartstown, Jacobus at Windsor. So check out some doubleheader play. That'd be fun to do, right?
Oh,
On
that
July
would be
4th?
fun to do.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Central League hardball play. The Go Long Central League game of the week, the Mount Wolf Wolves improved to 10-4-1 with a 5-2 win over the Pleasureville Hawks. For Mount Wolf, Steve Pokapak smacked a 2-run blast in the bottom of the third, and pitchers Drew Hildebrand and Quinn the Eskimo Schindler combined to book the win. Hildebrand going 3 2/3 innings, and Schindler tossing 3 1/3, and the pair giving up just 2 earned runs on 4 hits while striking out 10.
For the Pleasureville Hawks, Tyler Wagner and Make Yourself Coy, Roy Baker, each with a pair of base knocks, each with a 2-bagger.
The Jefferson Tigers improved to 10-3-1 with a 7-2 road trip and win over the Stoverstown Tigers. Jefferson with their rally capsule and hung 5 runs on the board in the top of the 5th for this win. In the top of the 5th, Kurt Siders drove in a pair with a single, and Ethan Phillips drove in a pair with a base hit. Still for Jefferson, Ross Strawball with a pair of 2-baggers and John Cabler with a complete game gen, allowing just 2 runs on 7 hits. For the Stoverstown Tigers, Marcus Riviera with a 3-bagger and 2-bagger, and Levi Krause with a pair of hits.
And in the Elton League, grab him by the ear, drag him out behind the woodshed, and you know what's coming next. You get a good old-fashioned whooping game of the week. The Central League leading Mechanicsburg Cardinals spanked the Vikings 12-1 in just 6 stanzas in the bottom of the 6th. Bases jacked, and Austin Powers Bale at the dish for the Tool-Time Boys. Bale smacks a bases juice tater, a grand salami. Bale booking 5 ribbies for his night at the plate.
Still for Mechanicsburg, Micah Mayu and Brady Ebert with 3 hits each, and Connor Lawrence with a pair of knocks. Packing up the W for Mechanicsburg on the hill with the pill as Caden Pfeffer a complete game gem, giving up just 1 run on 5 hits while whiffing 7.
All right, Jeff Bonneau with a good day at the plate for the Vikings, finishing with 3 hits. So here is a look at the Central League standings. The Tool-Time Boys, the Mechanicsburg Cardinals, with 11 wins, just 1 loss. Mount Wolf 2 games back, almost 2 games back, with a 10-3 record on the Wolves. The Stoverstown Tigers 9-3. They're in the hunt. The Manchester Indians 8-6. Jefferson, the Titans are even Steven at 8-8. Pleasureville, the Hawks are 7 wins, 9 losses. The boys from the Rock are 6 wins, 8 losses. Wow. How about the Vikings? 1 win in 16 games. They are 1-15.
In American Legion baseball play, Northeastern wrapped up its season on Wednesday with a doubleheader with Hanover. A pair of wins, and Northeastern would complete their 12-game regular season unbeaten and unblemished. Game 1 was 8-2 Northeastern win over the Snacktown Boys, and Game 2 ended up being a 1-0 Hanover win with just 3 innings of play. A game shortened due to darkness.
That's a tough way to lose your only game of the season.
Absolutely.
Right?
3 innings. You keep on thinking, why didn't they just suspend it and then keep playing, you know?
In Game 1 for the Nor'easters, Brendan Floyd with a pair of base knocks and 2 sweet ribbies. And in Game 2, Colton Miller on the pimple for the Snacktown Boys tossed 3 innings, a shutout ball to pick up the win.
Also in American Legion baseball on Wednesday evening, the Circletown Boys of New Oxford took care of business with an 11-4 game home win over Dover. For New Oxford, Carter Wagaman drove in 3, and Gavin Hafley with a pair of base hits. Carter Wagaman and Tyson Carpenter combined for the win.
All right, this past Monday, Redline picked up a 6-2 win over Hanover. Connor Lawrence with a pair of base hits for Redline, and Owen Lally with 2 hits for the Snacktown Boys.
And Northeastern pounded Dover 13-0 in just 5 stanzas. Mitchell Moser with a complete game 1 hitter for Northeastern, and Brendan Floyd and Connor Rippo each with 3 hits.
Each week throughout the summer months, we have been giving you a Central League or Susquehanna League statistic, all-time leader statistic. This week, we're going to the Central League top 50. We're going to give you 5 of those of the career batting average. Now, in order to be on this list, you have to have a minimum of 1,250 at bats.
What? That means you got to play how many years?
Well, I'm just about to do the math here. So, say you play 40 games in the summer and you get 3-4 bats, that's not counting walks and so forth. But even if you get 4 bats in the, so you might be talking 80. Let's just say you get 100 because of playoff games. So you're talking, you've had to play 10, 15 years, right?
You got to be an old timer, huh?
Well, not about an old timer, but you've got to play, and it's not unusual. Some of these guys are starting when they're
that's true. Some of them start in high school.
Yeah.
But
so anyway,
not many of them play regularly when they're high school. They kind of have to wait till they're a little more of a man.
Yeah. This guy we've talked about often from Mount
Yes.
Wolf, Keith Wentz, leads that group with a career batting average of .428 and 2,476 at bats. He had over 1,000 hits. He had 1,060 hits. He is incredible. He played at York College, went on and played minor league baseball for 2 years. Brendan Reinhardt from Dover is second. He's a member of the York College Hall of Fame, of course, a Dover player, tremendous hitter. Yep.
Well, that's just a good Dover name, too, isn't it?
Yes, Reinhardt is a Dover name. His father, longtime manager of Dover as well.
Absolutely.
Third on that list, Keith Schermeyer. I don't know, Keith Schermeyer, also a Dover guy. This is the guy I played against in high school, but he went on. He had a 5-year career playing minor league baseball before returning back to the Central League. This guy could flat out hit as well. Fourth on that list, Mike Pokopek. We often talk about Pokopek. Pokopek is 14th all-time in Shippensburg University batting average in 4 years. Now, this is a guy I played against as well, but Mike Pokopek, from 1975 to 78 at Shippensburg University, his career batting average in college Division II was .354. How about that? And then, number 5 on that list, Fritz Allison, a boy from the Rock, Paper, Scissors, grew up in Glen Rock playing his ball at Susquehannock High School. He also played minor league baseball for Elmira in the New York Penn League. So that's the top 5. It's some pretty daggone hitters, right?
Oh, yeah. I remember more than once watching Fritz Allison put one into those tennis courts out at Suburban. Do you remember that?
Yeah. So anyway, just cap that off. Keith Wentz, .428 batting average. Brendan Reinhardt, .386 and 1,700 at bats. Keith Schermeyer, Dover, .385 and 1,426 at bats. Mike Pokopek, 1,424 at bats, hit a career batting average in the Central. You get .378, and then Fritz Allison with 2,007 at bats, batted .375. That's just incredible.
Whoa, that is
Just
incredible.
Alrighty, Becky B.
Okay, let's go to the Revolution. How did they say that at the stadium?
Take it.
Okay. The York Revolution battled back for a 4-2 victory over the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs on Saturday night at Regency Furniture Stadium. The first half North Division champ Rebs improved to 38-20 with the win, continuing a franchise best through 58 games, and they'll go on for a series win on Sunday. York will go for the series win today at 2:05. Left-handed pitcher Aaron Fletcher, who is 4-2 with a 4.83 ERA, will face Southern Maryland right-hander Darrell Thompson, who is 2-8 with a 6.04 ERA, who is going for his 100th Atlantic League win. Revs fans can catch the action live on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK at 989WOYK.com and the new WOYK app and Flow Baseball TV beginning at 1:45.
All right, thank you, Becky B. My friends, it's time to go long. Today our topic is, what does the Bible say about accepting others? First, I'm going to read from the book of Romans, chapter 14, verses 1 through 4. As for the one who is weak in faith, welcome him, but not to quarrel over opinions. One person believes he may eat anything, while the weak person eats only vegetables. Let not the one who eats despise the one who abstains, and not the one who abstains pass judgment on the one who eats, for God has welcomed him. Who are you to pass judgment on the servant of another? It is before his own master that he stands or falls, and he will be upheld, for the Lord is able to make him stand. Here's what caught me quickly on this verse, Becky B, is welcome him. Do not quarrel over opinions. How about that for something fresh?
Well, that's the thing. Everybody has their opinions,
Yes.
whether it's about what you eat, whether it's about how you live, whether it's about where you live, what kind of work you do. And who are we to judge others on what they feel is best for themselves?
Absolutely. Book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 7. Therefore, welcome one another, as Christ has welcomed you for the glory of God. Romans chapter 2, verse 11. For God shows no partiality. Luke chapter 6, verse 37, Becky B, this is exactly what you were saying. Judge not, and you will not be judged. Condemn not, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven.
Well, I just feel, my opinion, of course, but I feel that our God is a loving God. And, his love is so great and encompasses so many things. His grace and his mercy are just boundless. And, it's, if God loves us all, how can we not at least, love others? I don't know. That's just my opinion.
That was a good opinion. Thank you. We want to close this go long segment with again from the book of Romans, chapter 15, verses 5 through 7. May the God of endurance and encouragement grant you to live in such harmony with one another, in accord with Christ Jesus, that together you may with one voice glorify the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. Therefore, welcome one another as Christ has welcomed you for the glory of God. And here's what strikes me when I was preparing today's Go Long segment. It not only it talks about living in harmony, living in peace, accepting others, but it talks about having one voice, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's so important. Becky B, before we take a break, as soon as we take this break, we're going to come back. We're going to have Dave Schindler, the manager of Northeastern American Legion baseball team, but also some York County Junior Golf Association tournament this week. Tell us a little bit quickly about that.
All right. Yes, on Monday, the York Junior Golf Association had another at Outdoor Country Club. They had another match. With it again, Gigi Marino in the red division. All right. She, just as in last week, really had a commanding win. She shot a 79. In second, Macy Trussell with a 90, and Abby Smith was third in that with a 96. Now, if you remember last week, the blue division was like super close, 1, 2, 3. Well, this time, Lawson Lepper had a 75, a 6-stroke win over Aiden French, who was second with an 81, and Riley Nade Bishop with an 82. In the white division, Patrick Knobb scored an 82. Now, this one was a tight one because Cody Schaefer was right behind him with an 83, and in third place, Jack Einstein with an 84. 1, 2, 3 right there. Okay, in the green division, Colden Kaufman shot a 76 with Jake Hines at an 81 and Cole Miller with an 82. And in the 9-hole orange division, the younger kiddos in first place, TJ Emmett and Jackson Price, both with a 42, and in third place, Charlie Bosdorf with a 45. Congratulations to all those York County golfers, and they'll be teeing off again tomorrow.
All right. Hey, we're going to be talking with Brian Lee, president of the York County Junior Golf Association, in just a little bit. But after we hear from our sponsors, Red Barn Home Decors, where home staging makes dollars and cents, we're going to be back with Dave Schindler, manager of the Northeastern American Legion baseball team. My friends, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey, WOIK listeners, Daryl Henry here with Kelsey McCullough, Kylie Taylor, the owners of Red Barn Home Decors. Kelsey, tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing.
So Kylie and I bring in our furniture and decor to either a vacant or occupied home, and we allow buyers to create emotional connections with the home by envisioning their family in that space. Doing that allows the buyer to get top dollar for their listing and also sell it in the fastest amount of time.
Kylie, tell us about the benefits of Red Barn in particular.
Home staging is very important in the selling process. It really makes sure that your home sells in the quickest amount of time and for the top dollar. Some of our statistics here are homes sell in an average of 4.5 days and for over $16,000 over asking.
Kelsey, how would folks get in touch with Red Barn?
Please feel free to check out our portfolio at www.redbarnhomedecors.com. You can also check out our social media pages at Red Barn Home Decors or give us a call at 717-818-1207.
Red Barn Home Decors. Staging makes dollars and cents.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Infield creeps in again.
The sounds of summer play here.
It's through. It's a base hit. Stott scores. Marsh being waved home. He's going to score, and the Phillies have just won it. Trey Turner plays the hero for the Phils.
Catch Phillies baseball right here on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK, York.
And welcome back to Go Long. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B. And also with us right now, the manager of the Northeastern American Legion baseball team, York Adams League champions of the regular season, Dave Schindler. Dave, thanks for being with us. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing just wonderful. How about you?
Doing great, thank you. First of all, congratulations on a regular season championship. You're able to get that taken care of earlier this week in Snacktown. Tell us a little bit about your team and tell us a little bit about this regular season, please, Coach.
Well, our team is it's a pretty cool group of young men. I mean, I have boys that I've been part of coaching since they were probably 8 years old. Just about all of them. I mean, we have one player that came from the Central School District just because they did not have a team. So we were, and I've known the boy for quite a while, and he's great young dude. So we had him join our team, which he played for us last year as well. But this group of boys have played together for a long time. I mean, they've had a lot of success in high school, success in Little League, Junior Legion. Even last year in Legion, we kind of did something that nobody expected us to do and get to the Region 4 tournament, and we just about won it, but fell a little short. But
now, Dave, I know you're going to get a first round bye in the best of 3 league championship. That's going to kick off Tuesday, July 9th. The second and third place finishers are going to match up Monday, July 8th. Is that still to be determined, or has New Oxford Leadvine knotted that up at this point?
Actually, it would be, I think right now, and we have a meeting tonight, so I'll find out exactly who was what, because there were still some games to be made up. But it looks to me like it's probably going to be Hanover and New Oxford.
Okay, good. Hanover is kind of an interesting team when I've followed American Legion throughout the summer. But it looks like they, when they throw their ace, they can beat you any given time, right?
Right. Yeah, it's baseball is a funny game because I always tell the boys, no matter who you're playing, it's any given day. They can. A pitcher can have a great day, a hitter can have a great day, and next thing you know, you're in the 7th inning down by 2 runs, and you're like, what just happened? It happens to every baseball team in the history of baseball. So all the teams, every team that we've played this year, they're all scary. I mean, we rolled through most of our season. But any given day, somebody can beat you, especially in one game.
Yep.
We're fortunate because we have our pitching depth is actually crazy. I mean, it's great. It's kind of crazy. Like in a 12-game season, I think 2 guys threw more than 2 games.
Wow, that is deep.
Now, yeah, we are like deep.
Now, since these boys have played together so long and they've been successful in all they've done, plus they have the at least I would feel it would be an advantage of being in playoffs and making a playoff run. Do you think that will help them as they go into these, Region 4 and so forth again this year?
I think so. I just we have the experience. Last year in Region 4.